It really is good because I'm helping them. They are helping each other. We're all learning from each other, but they're getting my insights of 30 years working with clients because I have 10 years of nursing. It's a really great way of interacting and you can just give it a try. You don't have to pay for the first one. You just come along and give it a try. You just need to email me or message me, PM me, don't DM me.
Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, coaches, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to the needs of you, the practicing natural therapist. We have interviews during the holiday season and business and mindset support each week, so you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in your practice. If you want to connect with me, always check the show notes because that's where you'll find the links to book appointments. Now, let's get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite-Sized Podcast. How the devil are you? So, end of the month, can you believe? End of July. So, July had 5 weeks and we started with money mindset. Then we had Kobe in the middle and we've finished it and rounded out with the impact conversation. Now, last week's for the Strategy Lab members, that was pretty intense. It was quite a lot to do. Obviously, as always, you don't have to do everything, only do what you can fit in. The workbook, I actually got a bit of a dry throat. Going through the workbook and talking about everything in the Strategy Lab. Link to that is in the show notes if you want to join us. So, what have we talked about so far in July? Where's my piece of paper gone? Here. So, we had our money conversation. And in the Strategy Lab is the spreadsheet for you to do, it's like 4 pages or something. And it's for you to be able to look at how money is going within your business. So you put it all in, it all adds up. You know, you put in, stationery and things like that that you do for your tax anyway. But also the other portions like the income so that you can be watching it because it was tax time. So it's the time to do it. You had all the numbers. But you could break it down and you could see where am I spending my money and what am I doing with my money. So that's how we started out in June, July. And so we had the money conversation because we just had tax time. Then we had Kobe. That was really cool. Really enjoyed having him. I don't have that many guests that often these days. I had the Christmas guests. And then because July happened to be a 5-week month, we had space for another guest because all of the strategy labs are based around a month cycle, month theme, and then a 2-week cycle. So the first week we get the workbook, and then the second week is like today, an encourager. So that, if you've forgotten to go and do it or you haven't had time, hopefully you're subscribed. And so this podcast has come up for you on your phone. You've had a message because you're subscribed and it says go, it's there. And so you've got, I'll nick into Strategy Lab and I will do everything. I will do my paperwork and I will check through the longer recording. Then we had last week the impact conversation. So that was quite a biggie as it turned out because we started out talking about AI and generative conversations and what our clients are coming into saying to us, to writing the blog, and then moving on to the impact stock take of how we've helped our clients. So not only the monetary side as we did at the beginning of July, we had the human side at the end of July and the asking for the Google review or asking for any review. And we ended with the line because today is only an encourager. It's only a quickie. We're not here for the long haul. We're here to remember that our clients will be asking us all of the questions, and people we don't know and people we do know that won't ever become clients will be asking us a question, and we just have to be prepped with our reply. We have to be able to come back with how is that working for you, but how does that apply to you? And I get the finishing line last week: the work that matters most is the work nobody is measuring, and that's what's happening when we're inside the consult with the client. That's happening for them. What are the changes that they have undergone? That was part of the workbook. So we had the 2 halves of the workbook. What changes and what's changed for them? And how can we use that in our conversations with people who are saying, I can just Google that. this is public. I can't do that. It was very funny. I can't tell you that story. You have to be in one of my private groups for me to tell you that story. It's funny. It's not rude funny. It's just funny, but it does involve a person. So you have to be in a private group for me to give you that one. Which reminds me, there is the Monday clinical group, and I will tell them next time I see them, which is this week, next coming Monday, that joke. So it's not really a joke. It's just something that happened to me when I was out hiking with my sister and we met somebody. So they will have a good laugh. So there is the Monday clinical group. That is where we talk about clients, we talk about business, we do chat, and I do tell the odd joke or the odd thing that's happening, but they get help with their clients. And so in the group at the moment, we've got 2, 3, 4 people coming regularly, I should say. There are 7, I think, people in the group, but there's 4 that come more often than not. And they're all seeing clients, but one of them is at that point where she's still got the kids at home. They're not quite at school yet. So it's very hard to have a really active business because you're working from home. You're seeing people, you're only seeing people here and there. Other than that, everybody else has an active business. So if your business isn't that active, one of them who doesn't come that often, she has no clients, but she comes because she wants to listen and get motivated and learn from the conversations. So she's there to listen all the time. And then every so often she's like, I am actually seeing a client and this is what it is. And it's beautiful. It really is good because I'm helping them. They are helping each other. We're all learning from each other, but they're getting my insights of 30 years working with clients because I have 10 years of nursing. So more than that of nursing, but solid years. It's a really great way of interacting and you can just give it a try. You don't have to pay for the first one. You just come along and give it a try. You just need to email me or message me, PM me, don't DM me. So I might not see a DM forever. Not very good on Instagram. Every so often I put something on my story, but I'm sure you've seen that. Anyway, back where we were. Have a look through, go through the last podcast. And for today, whether you're in podcast land or you're in the strategy lab, have the impact conversation, not just the financial one, but the client one. What's happened for you this year so far? What is your retention like? Okay. And what's been going on with you, with your client? Okay. I'm going to leave it there. It was just a quickie today. This is our encourager to make sure you go and do the work. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which leaves things pretty open. And yeah, have a good one. And I'll have a review if you're up for it, or just email me if you've got something to tell me. It'd be lovely to hear from you. So catch you on the next one. See ya.
Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. Bye for now.